Hello there, you're watching SME On Point. My name is Liabo Setho. Thank you so much for staying with SABC News. This week, a young entrepreneur from Makhanda is making a name for himself in the Eastern Cape, in Eastern Cape Town. Lonwabo Sandi already has the irons in a number of fires while also pushing a social upliftment agenda in a town where unemployment is a daily reality for the youth. He tries to give those he employs some skills, and he also manages the Makhanda Youth Choir. In addition, he oversees a tutoring academy to assist school children to improve their academic performances. Nandipha Plaatjie had a look at his work and efforts to make a difference in his community.
Makhanda, known to the world for the arts festival, Rhodes University and its link to the British settlers. But the town is also plagued by poverty and unemployment. Lonwabo Sandi is not taking this lying down. His ventures are providing jobs and giving hope. He is known as the go-to guy for a job.
In Grahamstown, we have a huge unemployment rate, and it's mostly the youth. As they've said in the interviews, they mostly chill in spaza shops. They're in shops, they're doing nothing. Someone must have something to take at home and say that Mr. Sandi or El Sandi business did this for me. Otherwise, that is my goal personally, is to make sure that we create employment in our town and cities.
Running several businesses is not an easy task. He installs ceilings, does tiling, runs a fast food business, and has an events company. Operating all the ventures is not a one-man task. He employs more than 30 locals, including a personal assistant who also is being trained as a business manager.
We are looking for unemployed people that are mentally fit to be able to juggle in between the businesses, because there are many things that need to be done. For example, you can work at the quarter business but still be doing decor for the events.
The El Sandi Academy is also growing in popularity. The feedback from parents and learners is positive. Sandi hires university students to tutor the learners.
I met Mr. Sandi when I was upgrading my matric in 2021, and he introduced me to El Sandi Academy, and my results were so low to a point where I obtained a higher certificate. Then El Sandi Academy helped me because now I'm a student at Rhodes University. Yeah.
The jobs quickly made a difference in the lives of his employees.
We are able to buy electricity. There are also job applications that we need to submit. Now we are able to do that as we work here. We liked to sit and chat by the shops, and people thought that we are smokers. This has provided us with an opportunity to be able to be respected by the community.
I used to be at home submitting CVs all the time. Mr. Sandi approached me to join his handyman projects. I am now able to buy clothes and help out at home as I'm living with my mother. She's been the only one that was providing.
Sandi has big plans for the future.
So this Kali Grills business, I would like it to be a restaurant that is operating in the location, because we mostly serve African food. And then the El Sandi Academy, I want that to be a school one day. One day I want to have someone from Joburg saying that my child going to a school which is called El Sandi Academy in the Eastern Cape. You see, and I also want it to be an online school for broader students. You see, so those are the future plans, that the El Sandi Academy can be a school one day. The El Sandi project, I want it to be a construction company.
Sandi started his ventures a scant 2 years ago. He has not yet tried to secure funding for his expansion plans and is looking for sponsors to come on board. Nandipha Plaatjie, SABC News, Makhanda.
Thank you so much to El Sandi for sharing that story with SME OnPoint. Remember, we are on Facebook. Our Facebook page or handle is at SME OnPoint. Please let us know where you're watching us from and what kind of entrepreneurial stories or people are there that are doing amazing work, such as El Sandi. And who knows, we might just get our crew to come down there and to feature them. But it's important for us to know where you are watching SME OnPoint from. So as we're wrapping up Women's Month this coming week, week, Women in Power Investment, a women empowerment investment holdings company, will be hosting its first Women in Digital Energy Awards. Founder Tami Mase's vision is to empower women with practical knowledge to build a futuristic, inclusive and technology as well as digitally advanced energy economy. She says this goes beyond just bringing the immediate energy relief or solution, but also tackles the maintenance of these energy systems that talks to digital transformation agenda. She is our guest today here on SME OnPoint. Thank you so much, Tami, for joining us on SME OnPoint. Welcome. Tell me about Women in Invest or Women in Power.
Women in Power is a holding company that was established in 2018 for the empowerment of women and bringing women into their active participation in the economy.
Yeah, you mentioned something very important about something called Mandroli, and one of the first electric vehicle owned by a female empowered company. Tell us a little bit about that.
Actually, both companies, Women in Power and Mandroli, were both established in the same year, but Mandroli is a work of 9 years. I did research for over 9 years from 2009 and it was launched in 2018. We did a press release in 2018 where we received funding from a central bank called African Diaspora Central Bank, where they funded the entire operation because they thought this is a solution that is needed by Africa to industrialize the entire continent.
Yeah, tell me about the digital, is it the digital green economy? Tell me about that concept. Actually, I had never heard of it before.
Yeah, it's digital energy basically.
Yeah.
In simple terms, it's renewable energy.
Right.
But now, as we might know, that the energy or the electricity that we use today, the ESCOM one, it's coal.
Yes.
It is harvested from coal, which is tangible, we can touch.
Yes.
But now with renewable energy like the sun, the wind, you
yeah.
cannot touch. So for you to harvest that, you need technology. So that is why it's called digital energy. But now we have gone beyond just harvesting it from the sun. We have taken it into the digital spaces because, as we might be aware, the entire globe is shifting to digital spaces.
Yeah, yeah.
So we've got to position ourselves in the front queue so that we are able to come up with solutions that talk to the future. So it's more of a futuristic technology, futuristic solution, so that we don't find ourselves in the same situation where now we have a huge number of people or demand, but we have collapsing systems that cannot take the demand. So when we take energy into the digital spaces, then we are able to see problems 10 years before, you know, the issues can be a problem. So basically what we're doing now, we have developed a platform called Rollit, which is a social network platform that we are upgrading into the Web3 and blockchain technology, where we are creating a gateway into the metaverse. We have our own metaverse called Rolliverse. So we are taking energy into the metaverse, and I think in Africa we will be the first green energy space where we are taking energy into the metaverse, because now when you're taking it into the metaverse, we are able to create digital twins of our solar farms, where we are able to see from generation to transmission, you know, to usage, and now we are able to keep that data. Because we know big data is very important these days. So now in that case, now we can see the entire value chain. You know, so we are bringing the entire holistic solution, not just providing people with solar systems.
Before we talk and touch on your awards, how can other women be part of this revolution?
Women in Power, the holding company, offers shareholding to everyone because we want to be inclusive in what we are doing. We know that women are really less empowered in terms of financial resources. So now we believe that if we come in as a collective, then we are able to get into that space where we can put together the financial resources and be able to fund our own solutions. So we are offering shareholding to every woman who wants to be in the space and who wants to join in the project that we are currently doing now. As now one of the tickets we are offering for the awards, the VIP tickets come with a part of a project that we will be implementing after the awards.
Speaking of the awards, you did say that the awards are quite different in that they're not just trophies and certificates, but also offer startup capital or seed. Tell me a little bit about the awards, when they'll be held, and a lot more.
They are held on the 31st of August, which is just the last day of the month,
Yeah.
on Thursday next week in Galaga Convention Center in Midrand. Yes, it's not just us giving trophies. We have top 10 of our women who will be awarded trophies on the day. So we are not just awarding trophies because we are done talking. We need to see action, because I believe that women are builders, right? And now it's time for us to build. We have the energy as the resource, which I also believe is the last resource that Africa will ever have.
Yes.
So we want to make use of that by not just offering the solution, but offering opportunities to women. So yes, there is a project that we are currently doing that we are giving a portion of it to women to own it up and also to be able to commission the project.
Tami Mase, I can't wait to see what you guys come up with for the future. You say that everything that you are doing is quite futuristic and it sounds exciting indeed, particularly because you are giving ownership to women and you're not just giving trophies and certificates. I've been speaking to Tami Mase, she's with Women in Power. She's been telling us about the Digital Energy Awards that they'll be hosting on the 31st and also about what digital energy is. If you have an interest in that, please just look them up on the web and the internet. That is all we have for you for SME On Point for this week. Please remember to support small businesses in your communities. Keep those cents and rents circulating.